Hey everyone, my name is Meera. Welcome back to my channel. As much as I'm always trying to convince people to read, I've just been realizing that handing them a 300-page long book might not be the best way to go about it. I can see why some people might be averse to the idea of reading if the only time they get recommendations are from people recommending large tomes to them. Which is why today I'm filming a short books recommendation video for all of you beginners, new readers, and even the people who are avid readers, because sometimes you want to take a break from the 600-page long fantasy and just settle in with a short book that you know you're going to finish in a day or so. Short books are also a great way to experiment with different genres of writing because they give you a little glimpse of what those stories and those narratives sound like. So today I'm recommending 3 non-fiction and 3 fiction books to you. There may be a lot of books that are short in length, but the ones I'm going to recommend to you, their writing style is simple enough that you will not find it hard to read or to focus on what's being said. The first one is The Giver by Lowry. This is a dystopian fiction. It's also a little futuristic because the society in this book is one where people feel no pain, there are no wars, there's no concept of love or color. Everyone just goes about leading the same kind of peaceful existence without any agency. There's a committee of elders who decides everything that goes on. Basically, the world revolves around this concept of sameness. So people look the same, they dress the same, their thoughts and actions also align with what the committee of elders dictates. Jonas, who is the protagonist of this novel, is satisfied with their way of existence up until the time when he becomes the receiver of memory. The receiver is supposed to be a prestigious position because he or she is the only person in that entire society who gets to remember the history of the world, the evolution of our species. Nobody else remembers anything else that happened in the past. Jonas quickly comes to realize how bleak their existence has become in comparison to what life was like before. This is such a commendable work because we have a tendency to want to remain in our comfort zones or be comfortable with our lives and not have to struggle a lot, while showing you a space and a time where people can exist without feeling any pain. It dissuades you from wanting that. And it can be very difficult to unlearn something that you already know, that you've been conditioned all your life. The author very convincingly persuades you that Jonas has no idea what color looks like. So it was very interesting to read Jonas' reaction and his opinion towards things that he comes across for the first time, especially things that we take for granted. Next, The Pearl by John Steinbeck. This is set in 20th century Mexico and it's the story of a family of 3. Kino is a diver who gathers pearls in order to make a living. One day his son falls ill, but the doctor refuses to treat him because the boy belongs to a lower caste family. When Kino comes across a large pearl, he's sure that a lot of success and wealth is coming their way. But things don't always go as planned. Juana, who is Kino's wife, emerges as a really strong character. She displays this sense of initiative and clarity of thought that was very refreshing to read about. I really liked her character. Another thing that I liked about the book is that John Steinbeck is very successful in capturing the essence of what a simple life looks like. In addition to casteism, the book also talks about greed and ambition, how that can derail someone's life. The third book is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. This is the story of Gregor Samsa's sudden transformation into a vermin. He is trying to cope with his alien body and also communicate with the rest of his family, who is no longer as affectionate towards him as they were before. Gregor was someone who worked so hard in order to keep a roof over his family's head. So when we read about their attitude towards him, it's actually very disconcerting. This book is metaphorical of how one can feel isolated even when surrounded by friends and family. And in my opinion, it also shows you that in times of hardships, only the people who genuinely care about you will stick around, which is not a common theme in Gregor's life. The story is written in a stream of thought style, which I quite liked about the book, and we get to read about Gregor's thoughts and the obstacles he faces. Fourth, Night by Elie Wiesel. This is the author's account of the Holocaust. The book starts with Elie and his family being forced into the Auschwitz concentration camps and him being separated from his mom and sister. We also get to read about how he's forced to watch his father die before his very own eyes and he's unable to do anything. It was so heartrending to read this book. The writing style is crisp and vivid. It shows you the depths of the cruelty that people have inflicted on one another in human history. And so I would totally recommend that you read this book, especially if you like World War II narratives, or if you haven't read any. I think this is a good place to start. Fifth, Do You Know Any Good Boys by Meeti Shroff Shah. This is a fun, light-hearted read. It's a satire on Indian society and the nature of arranged marriages. So the author herself talks about her experience with arranged marriage. The author, when she agrees to start looking for a suitable partner, experiences a lot of the same things that many people themselves experience, such as matrimonial sites and astrologers, neighboring aunties who make it their agenda to find you a good husband. The writing is really humorous and witty. I was laughing out loud so many times in the book. I definitely think that it's worth picking up, because if not relate to what Meeti is talking about, you'll definitely have a good laugh. Also, if you're someone who's looking for continuity in their books, then you might not find that here, because here she's just talking about stories at random. So these stories keep shuffling back and forth a lot. The last book is We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is an essay about society and gender. She includes a lot of personal anecdotes, and she also talks about experiences of people she knows, both men and women. Adichie's writings, more so her thoughts, they are very revealing of just how many double standards people have. What I loved about the book is that it's so conversational in tone, and the thoughts she puts across are so profound. At no point do you feel like she's trying to preach or she's dictating a certain way to live. Also, this is not an extremist piece of writing that advocates supporting women and hating all men. In fact, Adichie talks about this concept called humanism, which is a way of life that is beneficial and good for all genders. You should definitely try reading this book, even if it's not the kind of non-fiction you're into, because it is so rich in thought. You should definitely read it. So those were my short books recommendations. I hope you liked this video and you found it useful. If you're going to read any of these books, then do tag me in your social media posts and let me know what you think about them. I'll be leaving Amazon links to all of these books in the description in case you want to know more about them or you want to buy them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.